Tonight on Hitstar Tonight, now available on iTunes. Paid for by the following: hitstar.ca and the original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com. Please contribute any donations to the wrestling veterans, to the Heart and Soul Foundation. It is tonight on Hitstar Tonight.
Why are you so happy, actually? You're excited.
What do you mean? What don't I have to be happy about? We did it!
I don't know, man. I just don't think you take things seriously, that's all.
Monday, August 21st, 2017. Rated the most heated indie wrestling podcasters of all time. We're
Alright, well, wait a minute.
on top of the charts, not looking back. Fuck y'all, because we got to you. We played you marks.
Listen, I feel a whole lot differently, Hipstar, and the thing is, I don't think we should open a show up like this, because the fact is, I have gotten a tremendous amount of heat over the show, as we know.
You would expect it. It happens.
I'm backing out. I'm backing out for the simple fact that, number one, when you had the idea to start the show tonight on Hipstar Tonight, you asked me if it's a good idea, and I think it's a good idea for you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that I need to be. It's not necessarily a good idea for me, and I'm the one getting all the heat from the fans, from the boys, and from everything over these shows, over something that happened, at Brand X, which we're not allowed to talk about anymore, and we have to take this into consideration. And I know that you're getting heavily excited about talking about these things, about being the heel and all this other stuff, but I don't think it's going to generate us any more interest. It was something that hooked people in at first. We got a bit of a bump in the ratings, but now we got to go back to talking about SummerSlam.
But it's authentic heat, man. It's genuine. It's authentic. It's not like a fake heel trying to still be a cool guy like Adam Cole, baby.
They don't understand the heat. Do you understand what I'm trying to talk about? When we talk about, Hogtown and everything, and we're talking about an ultra-sensitive promoter that is going to message me, then he's not getting the heat the same that we are. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
he's not understanding.
The more we stay consistent, the more feedback we get from each episode. So sure, maybe I get excited, but it mostly seems to be people feeling the need to explain themselves, justifying their decisions, but only justification in their own minds. I mean, Hutch was oh so angry, and he made me feel a bit bad.
Well, I don't feel bad for Hutch for the simple fact that I got a text message saying, there's one thing that bothers me about Hutch is he keeps using the term kayfabe wrong. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's saying, I know it's supposed to be kayfabe,
he doesn't know
but that show sucked.
Yeah.
And it's been something that's been bothering me a lot of times because both him and Matt Bradley both talked to me about kayfabe and they use the term wrong, and I don't understand that. But the fact that the show sucks, I don't feel that is necessarily, that's a strong critique to me, because anything I talked about Hogtown, I spent a lot of time and energy into a promotion that I really didn't get much out of. I mean, I went there to do commentary for Rogers. I thought that'd be a good experience.
Yeah, back and
but
forth.
Really, it was the worst promotion that I worked for, and I sat through 3 years of a struggling company just to be told that my show sucks when, in fact, the podcast gets more listeners than what his entire last audience was, and I think that's what hurt him.
And he hates that because that's where the original heat came from, because he had to mention, like, well, what about my 2 shows before that where I packed the house? You had to mention the 25 crowd, that even though I have more consistency of a show that outdraws your fucking listens of your podcast. So I mean, wait here, Jay, this is exactly where the heat comes from, because maybe he's right, because maybe Hogtown doesn't deserve all the bashing.
Right. I mean, you could take the past few shows and see that the attendance declined, and you could take the ratings of this show and the listeners from any of our past few shows, and they outdrew his last entire show. And number 2, what I hate about it, maybe not even number 2, maybe this is my 3rd issue, I don't know, but what I hate about the whole thing altogether is that Hutch isn't understanding that I'm thinking, listen, I post all these old shows up for him. I think I do more work than any of the workers on his show without even trying. I post up all your shit. I post it up more than anybody. I post all the old episodes up. And right now, even with him hated about it, like, We're the only ones talking about the rock pile. We're the only ones talking about him moving over there.
Nobody else,
Who else is doing this?
You know,
Who else is doing this?
Jay...
Matt Bradley's talking about Battle Arts.
Yeah.
Jay Nadler's talking about Zero. And Mysterion, who's his biggest heel, this is the thing, his biggest heel and his best angle ever is silent.
He doesn't,
we're the ones
no
We're
promoting.
the number one heels of the company. We're the ones sitting without even trying. We're your number one heels, and you don't even want to book that. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We're your number one heels, but we're going to be off your show. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, Hutch.
Well, that's the thing, Jay. I mean, you're right. Yeah, and all the guys that were running Hogtown, they didn't do any promoting. That's my big bicker with Buck Gunderson, is he refused. He was in wrestler mode, and sure, but Hutch, when it comes to Hutch, he's a dear friend, and he gets really emotional, man. As emotional as he gets for close to anything else he talks about. He got heated, though, over our last week.
Listen, everybody gets heated. If you can't take the heat, then get out of the kitchen, as they say.
Started,
you know, as a promoter, like, this is a wrestling business. I mean, we've got to get back to heels and baby faces. Instead of like,
that's why I love our heat. Our heat's genuine, and you can't accept that, even though you just contradicted yourself.
The heat is turning. It's getting too heavy. With the emails this week,
get out of the
things,
kitchen.
you know, it is getting a little too heavy. But listen, I have a solution to the problem.
Well, hold on. I mean, I just want to say, Hutch, you know, I can't get over this because he got heated. He started talking faster than he ever does, and even saying, you know, if we weren't friends and you said those type of things about me, and you were just somebody else, I would punch you straight in the face for that. And you know what? I feel really bad. I'm sorry, because you're right. I did love Hogtown. You know, back in the days before you made that silly decision of calling it Hogtown, it was a fun place to work once upon a time. So I have to say, I am sorry, Hutchie, and there are memories, you know, positive memories. This is where you cut me off. Have to, such memories that time Jackson and I took that hooker off to Santa Barbara.
There are memories, and we're going to talk more about those memories, but I think this is where the business needs to go with these podcasts. I think that, you know, in discussion with my agent and a few of my higher-ups, I hate to say Head Start, but the show has been around long enough, and people got a lot of the free shows, and they got addicted to the free shows, and they're listening to the free shows at the gym and shit. And I feel that, all right, maybe it's too heated for some of the people, and I feel that the show now has to go over to 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK, the original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com. We have the domain up now. We have to do a membership system, $2.99 a month. That's less than $1 a week for, you know, certain shows that are, you know, maybe are a little bit heavier for our fans that kind of like the humor that we have and that kind of like our information. And for the free Spreaker.com that we put out daily, we're going to have to baby these shows down and water them down so that the audience isn't that, you know, offended by what we do. And if you want to hear the X-rated, the sneak behind the curtains, take a look behind the curtains sort of commentary that we put out on things, we're going to have to put it on a paid system. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I have a lot to talk about with Hogtown, and I have a lot of memories, like as you say, that I want to share. Like the time where Hogtown first started at the Mod Club, all the way to the end where we're not even at a venue, maybe at the Rock Pile. And you want to talk about me coming in, taking over for Dan Lovransky, who left. You know, the times that we were at Lulu Lounge and then left for another place and then left for another place. The death of El Macombo.
Got kicked out, come back in, Those times.
A great story would be how you were fired on the spot at Lee's Palace and then asked to return as Bengali as Barricades, Matt's partner to get him over. That's the kind of thing that's got to go over to the VIP section, and that's the way the show's got to go from now on.
Yeah, it's an exciting promotion. You can subscribe now.
More work for you.
Subscribe now to our membership. Yeah, if you do subscribe now, 30% off. And we're calling it 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com's Memory Lane. And it's going to be exciting. So all those times and the truth about Hogtown, even Hutch himself has to pay in order to hear the real shit that we're going to talk. So,
and listen, we have talked a lot of shit about some promoters out there. I'm not going to deny that. But I am going to offer a solution to the problem. Instead of us critiquing, I think we should offer a solution. And I have some information, and I'm going to be hands in, as well as you are, on the ground floor of the newest wrestling promotion, Repost Wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
And that is going to be where we're going to document and film exactly how we would book, exactly how the guys that we're going to bring in, actual phone calls and contact made to the workers that are going to be on the show and not be on the show. will all be on our VIP section over at 1-800-GIVE-GIVE-GIVE-GIVE.com.
It's been, especially over the weekend, people promoting these fucking silly shows just ran by the GoobTube train. And I gotta say, I mean, these guys who just don't know how to draw are just think they can make up for it by just upping their general admission tickets, you know, like $25 and $35 for a VIP like section when they have nothing to offer for the VIP part of the show. It's sad. That's more than Smash, Destiny, and A1, and even Death Proof. That's silly. I mean, they have no booking experience.
A lot of people don't understand it's SummerSlam weekend, NXT, you know, you got Raw, SmackDown at the Barclays Center, so if their ticket prices are up, everybody's ticket prices go up. That's the way the business works.
Wow.
But again, we've now turned this into a babyface program for the free on-air stuff, so you can't go there.
I just get peeved that they think booking a wrestling show comes easy.
Don't worry.
You know?
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Well,
let's talk about shitty wrestlers, let's talk about shitty promoters, and let's just talk about how everything is good, you know? Well, I love Hogtown, and his shows were great, okay? That's worth at least a rating.
He did have a formula, you know, and I have to give him credit for that. And it's not like these kids who think, like, all I have to do is focus on paying 3 main draws out of my own pocket, and the rest of the kids that don't know how to stand up for themselves, they'll take one of those, hey, man, I didn't make enough at the gate. Can I send you an e-transfer tomorrow? Don't do that, all right?
Fine. It's fine.
No, it's not. I'm saying for the sake of these indie kids, just a disclaimer, a PSA, whatever the fuck, just listen to my words. You charge these kids running these goober shows as soon as you walk in that building, okay? Throw your mama manners out the window if you find yourself asking yourself to the point of, you know, who is this booker? Where did he come from? What are his credentials, and does he even have any experience? You do not accept no pay for an answer. Do the J Moore, walk them to the ATM before the show even starts, or steal shit for your own self-satisfaction, or knock the motherfucker out, whatever it takes. You are not a volunteer, green or not. If you ever trained properly, and it was the appropriate ring psychology with enough knowledge of moves to carry on like 5 to 8 minute match, well, how are you supposed to know that, right? I mean, Shane Hawk will tell you you're trained after a week. So
sometimes when you're like me and you've been in the business 12 years and even though you work for, like, you know, old school VCW and try to help that company struggle along and work for very low pay, probably lower than what indie guys start at.
Something.
And then to finish your career driving from Fort Erie to Toronto to do post commentary and just getting, you know, the old, do you need anything, buddy? Like, you know, like,
of course I need something. I need to get home.
Friends.
I need
friends. You know, like, you can't talk about friends. We can't, and like, who the fuck is really friends in this business anyways? Every time you hear, you can count your friends on one hand in wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and,
that's true.
And by the way, does it make any sense that just because we're off the air on Rogers that we've been replaying the Screech episode for the past 5 weeks on Rogers? Like, it's been... It's insulting to tell me that this is the end of the road when you could have had 5 weeks worth of fucking shows. You could have had a show out there, but you didn't.
But instead, you're
right. Yell at me. I try to help. Don't fucking yell at me that I try to help you. And then you send me a text message saying that my show sucks. Your show sucks.
Your show sucks, okay? You put butts in the seats and you do something about it. He wanted to do tonight on Hipstar Tonight. Jay's backing out on that. Maybe I'm going to wrestle the Latin Lover. We'll see, but I mean... Fuck it. It looks silly. I'm just saying for the sake of the kids, if you're hearing my words, either way, you respect your own work. You treat yourself as a professional. The professional that needs to contribute to this dying art form. Don't do it for the friends, because Hutch is just going to piss more people off than he's going to satisfy.
We're going to start making money, bud. You know,
promise.
Our story and our autobiography available in podcast form and audio form. And Hutch, man, you drove me to the point. Like, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't send me a message like that, because I'm just as sensitive as you are, bud.
Yeah,
and I try to put a good show out there, and I try to speak the truth to my fans. At least I'm not lying to the fans.
Yeah, at least.
Don't tell me that you sold out, you know, Pontiac Silverdome when you didn't. Let's just call it a spade a spade. I think you know, the people understand, and I think the general wrestling fans and the smart marks, if that's not too heated of a word, understand that in all of Toronto, you have the biggest struggling company ever, and people don't pay attention to it. You are not in the same realm as the other companies that work there, and when you try to slap me in the face for trying to be honest with the fans, that's insulting to me.
Well, we all want to be accepted. We all want to be part of a group. We all want a little bit of the limelight. But I mean, it's only Monday. All right? Don't be a mark. Get a hold of yourself and just keep going forward, okay? Because it's not about friends, the fame, the money. It's about being a fucking good, decent, professional, hard-working human being.
Go watch Raw. Fuck, Mark.
And write a blog about that tonight.